Alrighty, how's it everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan live stream. We have a whole bunch of amazing stuff for us in store tonight. We are going to be, of course, going over the details for the Easy 8 Ginyu Force. I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen what's going down with that, but we're definitely going to be taking a look at that, as well as running the brand new Fizz Mercenary TAO in the live stream today. We got a couple challenges lined up for him, so strap in because this is gonna be a good one. So out of curiosity, who do we have in the chat today? Sound off, let us know who's here. We're definitely excited for tonight. So I see Ichigo in the chat. How you doing, Ichigo? Thanks for joining in. Thanks for staying up and getting here with us. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, we got Ichigo. All right, haven't read the details, so you're waiting to see how they look. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about it live, and then I'll probably post the video up after. We'll see if we can get this working here. Maybe we'll just screen record right here and then post the video so we don't have to do double the work. But who we got else in chat today? Curious. All right. Just Ichigo and a few lurkers, but all right. Okay, let's do this. You know what? Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Ginyu Force before we hop into the TAO, I guess. Mega Nice, how you doing? First milk, then cereal. I'm not sure if this is a random statement or if this is a joke about the Ginyu Force. It could be one or the other, knowing Mega Nice here. But how you doing, Mal? Welcome to the Saturday live stream, although I know for most of you guys it is Sunday already. By the way, if you guys haven't hit that like button yet and you are in the chat, you're watching, you're lurking, or you're talking, hit that like button. We gotta get them likes up. We got our typical like goal for the stream. If we get those 50 likes, we will do a multi. We don't need a multi. We got a 69% TAO. We don't need it. But if you guys get us that like goal, or anybody wants to be crazy and do some kind of crazy donations, we might do a multi in your honor. Either way, let's go ahead. You know what? I'm going to transition over to game here. And let's take a look, or not game, over to Twitter, so we can we can check out the details here. So you know, I just want to see how he's doing. So I'm gonna open up a couple of tabs here before we shift over, because I do think that this is some important stuff. There we go, because I see that Halvard's already posted out the defense calcs and platinum. Good morning, how you doing, man? Alright, so let's shift over here. Hopefully this goes well. 1, 2, 3, shift to Twitter. Yes, it worked. Okay, I was a little worried there for a second. Okay, we're not gonna have any music in the background. I hope y'all don't mind for that. But let's take a look here. Okay, so let's start with Ginyu and his base form, and then we'll talk transform, and then we'll hop over to Jason Birder and Rickoom and Goldo. So chat, can you see the live stream here? Can you see what's going on in the background? All right, so let's take a look here. So he didn't adjust the leader skill. Leader skill is exactly the same. I kind of expected that, as we saw with previous 200% leads. But his basic effects are attack and defense 200%. He launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack, and damage reduction rate 20%. And the Ginyu Force category allies key 1, 8 attack and defense, 60% support for Ginyu Force. Wow. All right, we'll take that, and an additional chance of performing a critical hit. Okay. When attacking with 12 or more ki, get attack and defense 150%. Attack and defense 20% per Ginyu Force category ally on the team. Ooh, up to 100%. That means you need 5 Ginyu Force members. That's tough. He's still going to be getting, what is that, 60% if you're running the 3 Easy A's, and then I guess 80% if you've got the Int LR, but honestly, I'm not sure how useful he is in the current meta. I haven't played with him yet. When there's another Ginyu Force ally on the team, he gets effective against all types and high chance of launching an additional super attack. And for 1 turn from his entry turn, when HP is 70% or more at the start of turn, he has a chance of performing a critical hit and 30% damage reduction. Okay, that's not too bad. That'll definitely help him out. Taking a look at his super attack effect, he is raising defense and raising attack for the turn. The raising defense, that's a 20% raise, isn't it? I wonder if he's going to stack fast enough here. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. G Wiseman says, very impressive, the easy A's. Yeah, I do think so far Ginyu looks okay. I'm a little worried about how fast he's going to stack, but I don't think it's going to be too bad, honestly. But let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look at his transform state. Let's see how it compares. Okay, so transform state, once he becomes Goku Ginyu, recovers 59% HP, key 1, attack and defense 250%. He launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, and attacks are effective against all types with 50% damage reduction. Ooh, I like that, especially if you're going to be stacking him, yeah? When attacking, he gets attack 150%, a chance of performing a critical hit 50%, and great chance of launching an additional super attack. When receiving an attack, he gets defense 150%, and an additional chance of evading an enemy's attack. Okay, that's kind of good. We've already seen how powerful that when receiving an attack defense bonus can be, right? We've had quite a few units with that buff, like Kefla has that buff, for example. So okay, I'm intrigued. Depending on how much you let base form stack, that could end up being really good. It could definitely cover the gap in some defense, right? Not having to stack him all the way to 2 million, for example. And of course, as long as you have a Jace on the team, he foresees enemy super attack. Okay, all right. So I'm seeing the play here, right? So you stack him up until about half of what you need, right? You stack him up until about half of what you would think you would need, and then his 50% damage reduction and that 150% defense on attack, on receiving an attack would make up the difference. So, I mean, theoretically, right? If you would only need to stack him up to about 10 million or so to tank Vegito's super. Yeah, okay. Sippin' Hot Cocoa, the banner units are great, but Ginyu seems underwhelming. See, yeah, I'm seeing that in his base form. Is it okay if I call you Coco? I'm seeing that in his base form. The Ginyu, in the Ginyu state, though, I'm definitely seeing some better stats. I'm thinking, let's check this out here before we hop into Jason Birder, because Halvard has posted the calcs already. So let's see, let's scroll down. Here we go. So here's the calcs for Ginyu. I don't know if you guys can see that, but calcs for Ginyu here, right? Start of turn without support, 300k. Post super, so if he procs his additional super attack, he's got 1.4 million turn 1, all right, and that's without support. If you've got all 5 Ginyu Force allies, oh wow, up to 2 million on the turn. But I mean, realistically, you're not going to have 5 Ginyu Force, so I mean, take that for what it is. I guess the stacking can kind of make up for that with 8 SA effect stacks, so essentially 2 turns of stacking, 4.4 million, with 40% support, 4.7 million, right? And then, of course, if we're assuming Festival of Battles, that's going to get higher and higher. Okay, so that's not too bad defensively, right? I would say, subtract 40% from that number, and that's what you're probably likely going to see more than likely often. Let's check out the calcs here for AGL Ginyu, Goku Ginyu. Goku Ginyu is looking at I'm not even going to bother with the without support, because that's never going to happen, right? So assuming you got the 2 turns, which again, you're not going to just transform him after 2 turns, but assuming only 2 turns of stacking, right? See, yeah, so that's why, okay, I don't like how he did this, because this is a bit misleading. You're not going to just stack Ginyu for 2 turns, but if you did. What are you looking at? All right, so just under 1 million start of turn, right? He's not getting any extra defense post super, right? Because he's only raising attack. So at this point, he's going to raise attack. So if you only did, the 8 SA stacks, right? He's 2.7 million, compounded by a 150% increase when he gets hit, right? So multiply this by 150%. Then 50% damage reduction. So actually, like, this would still tank, right? 150%. Actually, let me do the math here. With 2.7, so this is, let's assume the 4 stacks here with 2.7 million times 1.50. All right, so that's an additional 1.8 million defense he's going to get for that. So, right, so 4.5 million defense is what he would actually have when receiving an attack. And then, of course, you have your 50% damage reduction. So actually, that lives all major supers. So honestly, that's not bad. It's a bit misleading here when you see this, right? But again, you got to remember, he's got this. This is basically the same effect that Kefla has. And it's what makes her defense actually a lot better than it lets on. So honestly, I kind of like him. I think it's. I have to see how his base is going to handle in game. I fear I worry his base might be a little fragile at first. But we'll have to see. Honestly, it's really going to depend on how well you're going to be able to keep the other Ginyu Force members on. But I mean, that looks good. I'm intrigued. I'll say that I'm intrigued. So. Okay, let's take a look at Raccoon and Goldo here, guys. Or actually, Jason Berter first. Okay, let's take a look at Jason Berter. Okay, so Jason Berter, attack and defense 200%, launches an additional attack with a high chance of becoming a super attack, 70% chance of evading enemies' attack, space traveling warriors or special pose allies, key 3 and attack and defense 40%. Every attack performed up to 200%. Attack defense 50%. Additional 10% temporarily when receiving a super attack. Additional 10% as long as there's a Ginyu attacking in the same turn. And all allies 30% for 2 turns. Holy crap. Oh yeah, Halford's calcs are way misleading. Right, that doesn't even factor like the support that these guys are given. The 40% support, his own 60% support, and then the extra 30% from these guys. Huh, okay, Ginyu's defense might be way better than I thought. Okay, color me intrigued. Okay, let's take a look here. Super attack effect raises attack and defense for the turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and they get a super attack raise for the turn. So if you wanted to risk them in slot 1, you could, theoretically. 80% dodge, 90 if it's a super attack. There's a risk there. Okay. I like it. Okay, yeah, these guys are going to be drenched in split. It might not even matter that you can't get all 5 members. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so Raccoon and Goldo, attack and defense 200%, damage reduction rate 30%. Great chance of guarding all... why? I hate that. Great chance of guarding all attacks, seals the attacked enemy's super attacks. Why? Why is it 2025 and we're still doing great chance to do any kind of guarding? Just give him guard. Okay, anyways, enough with that. After the guard is activated, additional defense 100%, launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack. When attacking with 12 or more key, attack defense 50% for every attack received, 20% up to 100%. And when there's a Ginyu attacking the same turn, oh, I see. That's why. Okay, so if you keep Ginyu on the turn, he's got guard. Okay, that's fair. I can live with that. Okay, all right, but 60% damage reduction though if Ginyu is on the turn, which, I mean, you're probably going to have these guys slot 1, right? And stuns. Okay. What about their super attack effect? Greatly raises attack and defense for the turn and greatly lowers attack and defense. Okay. All right. I am intrigued here. Very nice. Okay, they definitely look good. Let's see, did he post? I don't know if we're going to actually... no, he didn't post defense calcs for these guys. Let's see. Well, let's refresh the page. No. Okay, so just for Ginyu. All right. Well, okay, I'm definitely impressed by what I see here through these guys. So, we're just going to go ahead and swap back into game here. But hey, chat, let us know what are you thinking of the EZAs? Let's go through let's just check it back in on chat real quick. What are we doing? Okay, so we got a whole lot of people. Right, Coco says he stacks too slow for festival and has no team to be run on in festival. I don't know how people are saying he's good in there. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I mean, theoretically you could run his own lead, right? You could have no, but Frieza still needs a partner, doesn't he? I was thinking you could just run a 200% lead, have these guys in there, two of these guys actually, and then have full power Frieza, but he still wouldn't have a partner, so that doesn't really work out, actually. Yeah, that might be tough, because I don't think TAO can handle Festival of Battles. So, yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be doing well, at least not yet, but who knows? Maybe a new Frieza during Worldwide will fix that and give them a Terrifying Conquerors team to be run on. But they do look good in a vacuum, I will say that. Yeah, and Ichigo just hit the nail on the head. I see your comment here, right? If GDC is Namek and Resurrection of F, they will definitely have a team. I definitely agree with you there. I do like the banner units, though. I'm just glad they finally remembered sub-ECAs for one. Okay, Platinum. You hope Global Campaign won't just be Namek and ROF. That would be meh. You hope Daima would be included. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll have to see. Who's to say? But we definitely do need something for them, because TAO's team ain't it. TAO himself, the best he's going to tank is a 10 million super, which means, I mean, I guess he could live the normals, and you could try to position... Ginyu around the super, I guess. I think it could be done. It might take some good RNG, but I think it could be done. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, if you haven't already thrown your thoughts in the chat, let us know. I'm definitely curious to see how you guys are thinking here. I do like them, though. I will say that. I do like them. I'm just glad I finally have them, right? When Ginyu first released, I never had Ginyu. In fact, it wasn't until this banner here, I'll just show you guys real quick. Planet Namek Saga, right? Like, I literally, this banner, I just pulled him to 89%. I've had him 55% for the last 3 years. I pulled him when I bought him with coins when Tech Pan came back, and then I've never got another copy until this banner. Well, Ichigo is what I mean is that he won't be able to tank Vegito's super, but he can live Vegito's normals. That's what I mean. All right. I don't mean that tanking a 10 million super is a bad thing. I just mean that he'll live Vegito's normals. He's just not going to be able to tank the super. All right, so yeah, and now that I see his details, I can definitely start giving his I can start giving him his proper hidden potential. Alrighty, so with that in mind, let's go ahead. Let's hop on in to some runs. Let's run the TAO. All right, I'll definitely have to post the Ginyu Force, my full breakdown of their details after the live stream. But it was fun going over it with you guys. It's always nice to have people to talk to when I go over these details. I think the last time we were able to do this was the androids, right? Their details released while we were live. All right. Blazer, yours is still at 55%. It's a matter of learning the category weakness for his upcoming EZA stages. Yeah, it's probably, I mean, if I had to guess, it would be Mission Execution, or it just could be Planet Namek Saga. That would probably be the easiest way to go. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. I kind of want to kick the TAO showcase off here. We're gonna play around with TAO, so we'll do one showcase of choice, right? One showcase of choice, and then we'll jump into random challenges, right? We'll spin the wheel to figure out where we're gonna go. So I kind of want to test him here against the Vegeta. I don't think I have, but I am curious because I think Vegeta's super, just like Goku's, is a melee super, which means he can tank it. So we are gonna run this team here. I do like this. I do like this setup for the for these teams. So this is the team we're gonna run for the Vegeta stage. So we're gonna go ahead and hop on in. If you want to see any specific stages with TAO, let us know in the comments. And of course, if you want to set up a challenge, the rules are in the description for choosing a lead and all that good stuff. We still working out, trying to get a new computer. For those that are aware. We're almost there. You guys have been helping out a lot, tremendously, right? Thank you guys for your support in that regard. But yeah, let's do this. Alright, we got the double TAO rotation here. Okay, so yeah, I wish I could see. I wish it would show us if if the super was that. Alright. Anyways, 4 is that okay? So let's get 4 here. All right, there we go. 8 with him, perfect. And then 3. All right, that looks like 3 is the best we're gonna do here. All right. Okay, nice. We get a little bit of a dodge there. Okay, no, I don't think his is a melee. All right. But we gonna eat it up for 19. And we still hit back for 57. Wow. Alright. Tad bit worried about this next rotation, but we do have Kid Goku coming in on this rotation. So I think what we'll do is we'll float Chi-Chi off on the next rotation. Nice. He hit the double, actually. I didn't even... failed to mention that. He hit the double there. Yeah, Goku is melee. He can counter Goku. I just forgot what Vegeta's was for a second. Alright, Blazer, first AGL Kid Goku, now Tao Pai Pai. DB Saga really want you to use it more often. No, it was... I mean, we sacrificed no DB Saga in 10th anniversary for these two to be friggin' amazing. That's what happens. That's what happened, Blazer. They saw how mad we were that DB Saga got no representation in Annie, and they were like, alright, hold up. Watch this. Gotcha. That's what I thought. I assumed it was other, but then I also remembered he did have the little punches there, and so I was like, is it a melee? Or I guess the proper term is unarmed super attack, right? Alright, now this I'm a little worried about. We might be screwed here. Unless... second attacker. Yeah, his dodge is in slot 2. We might be dead here. Yeah, this might be a loss. Just because we had a really... any of our possible slot 1s were... all on the other rotation. I hate that. That's so annoying. Yeah, and her dodge is only when Goku is here. Ay. Wait, is it on the team or on the rotation? Hang on. Oh, it is on the team. Okay. We could risk the 50... well, I think that's the only choice we have, is to risk the 50%, huh? Alright. Ichigo thinks that Goku can tank. I'm trusting you, Ichigo. It is his turn 1. It would be his best turn, theoretically. I hope you're right. You liar. Yeah, I didn't think he would. We might live. No, we're not. No, I didn't think so. Yeah. Nah, that was just a bad start. All of our slot 1 units were on turn 1. Because of course they were. Why wouldn't they be? Fizz, Extreme. There we go. We got a friend Tao here. Alright, let's hop back in.
Let's do this.
You are correct, Blazer. He does better in slot 2. Okay, come on. Really? We literally just died with this rotation, and you went, nah, here it goes again. Bro, they literally just flopped the rotations. Yeah, okay, let's just quit. This is a loss. That's funny. They literally just handed us the exact same rotations. But just switched them.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay, this we can work with. Yeah, okay. But of course Goku is slot 7 because God forbid we get AGL Kid Goku turn 1. That would make this too fun and too easy. Alright, so send him over. Alright, we'll get 4 here. Thinking maybe we do this. There we go. Okay, nice. Easy day. Alright, I do like how this team locks down Blue Goku. I don't know how many of you guys checked out my Blue Goku video, but yeah, like this team right here completely shuts down the Blue Goku fight. Like, he can't do anything. Alright, Lewis, Mr. Montclair, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Saturday live stream, the TAO stream, if you will. We're going to be playing around with Mercenary TAO in this stream. So hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves, what you see here. If you haven't already smashed that like button, please make sure you do so. Help us get that stream out there. Help us get that stream noticed. Alright. Okay, we get them dodges with General Blue. Love it. Alright, so I didn't really want to bring Tech Goku, but sometimes for these fights you just kind of need him for that extra oomph on the attack, because, you know, 1.5 billion HP is kind of a lot. Alright, we get an extra super here. I think next time he shows up, we will put him defense mode. Maybe. We'll see. It'll depend on how many attacks are in slot 1. Alrighty. So, let's do that number. Alright, let's do that with Kid Goku. And we'll float off Chi-Chi. And then next turn, we'll float off the General Blue. There goes the super, because we know he is always going to super slot 1. Blazer, you're going to catch us later. Hey, thanks for tuning in for the little bit that you did. Appreciate it. It was fun going over the Easy A details with you, man. Appreciate it. Platinum, you find it funny that General Blue gives the limit breaker SSJ4's full support. Yeah, that is kind of funny. I am looking forward to their Easy A as well. Especially if they limit to, like, if they take away if they make both of their conditions just, like, straight up, like, Giant Ape or something, like, they're gonna be cooking. Right? Like, throw them on AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku's team and let them cook. Alright. There we go, we get an additional super. Alright. I do like how just about everyone here lowers defense. That's very helpful. Tao, you gonna change some good orbs for us? Alright. Let's pop this with Goku. Alright, we'll get the 4 with Tao. Yeah, and I know Blue won't be getting that much defense, but this is probably the better choice, at least until Goku can get some defense stacks up, right? Since it is his first turn, we probably don't want to be slot 1-ing him just yet. There we go. Well, Ichigo, I don't think he will do the further beyond bit, because typically, right? Well, actually, but Tao is an example where they didn't do that. I was gonna say typically they just do the voice, they voice the Japanese lines or take the lines from Kai if it's DBZ, but I guess, I mean, like with Tao, they didn't use his Japanese line; they used the dub line. So I don't know. We'll have to see what they decide to do, I guess. My favorite battle motion? Probably the LR Gods, if I had to pick. Probably the LR Gods or Gogeta Blue. Oof, that's a lot. Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna put him defense mode here. Tao, let's get the 4. Alright. Is it slot 2 or slot 3 he has to be in for the 5? Alright, 3 more keys here as the 3rd attacker. Okay, it has to be in the 3rd attacker. Okay. Then we'll do this. Yeah, okay, let's try that. There we go. And he actually gets more key spheres anyways. Okay, this works out for everybody. Alright. I mean, I do agree with you, Ichigo. I like the even further beyond bit, but we'll have to see how they decide to handle it. Alrighty. Alright, so we've basically got him locked down at this point, I'd say. Okay, but it would be nice if we could actually deal some damage. Okay, perfect. Alright, and then Kid Goku doing his thing in slot 3. Excellent. Alrighty, so now we can float. This time we can actually float Tao off. We can keep AGL Goku in front here. If we're lucky, he'll get some. Oh wow, we have like no. Okay, what if we do this? Oh no, that made it worse. That made it worse. Okay, well, alright, Tao's only gonna get 1 key sphere here, unfortunately. There we go, we get the dodge with the Kid Goku. Nice. Dodge that super so we don't lose any attack buffs, and then now we just go to town. Crit? No, that's not a crit. Crit? That's not a crit either. You want a crit? There we go. Took us till the 3rd super, but now that we've got the crit, the rest of our hits will be crit. There we go. Alright, love it. I love how this dude can just like throw out casually 6 supers. Excellent. Alright, we get the dodge with Chi-Chi. We get the second dodge. No need to worry about her. Ooh, wow. 1 key sphere. Okay, that's tough. Alright, we still get a crit, though. We'll take it. And an additional super. So we still actually deal some damage with him. Nice. Alrighty, so what if we do this number? I feel like we could do this and just kind of speed the process along. Because I think we can kill next turn. Alright, I think we can kill next turn. Perfect. Platinum, Daima Mini Super Saiyan 3 Goku to Super Saiyan 4. Hopefully during the Global Dokkan campaign. We should be getting info really soon for the Daima story event. It does look like it is building towards that for sure. Very nice. Ooh, I love that massively raised attack. We jumped up to 68 million there. That was beautiful. There we go. And now General Blue. I love how Bro effectively did no damage this entire time. Oh, there we go. Finally. He did some damage. Excellent. There we go. Alright, so I mean, not doing a whole lot of crazy damage with Vegito, but it's enough to drop the health bar pretty significantly, which will help us, I think, accomplish the goal, which is to finish him off next turn, which I think we can do here. Alright, here we go. And then we get a couple extra supers here, post-super. Or not supers, but counters, rather. There we go. Alright, nice. Okay, so let's grab this. Alright, we do that. Alright, 8, I guess, is what we're getting with Path to Power, which is fine. That'll work. Okay, so no dodging the super this time, unfortunately, but we should absolutely tank it with Kid Goku. Double digits, love it. I mean, we have a nearly fully built-up Vegeta, and Goku is just like, nah, that's okay. I'm just gonna take double digits. Okay, where is that crit? That is not a crit. We got 35 million. We got Chi-Chi and Pathku support here. 36 million. Now imagine if we didn't get attack lowered, right? Imagine what that would look like. Beautiful. Excellent. All right, we get 100. We get 13 million there. Yeah, okay. We definitely did a lot of damage that I feel like we needed. Oh yeah, for sure, Ichigo. Kid Goku is incredibly impressive. He is definitely by far, right, one of the best TURs. He's the reason I still can't I couldn't in my good mind put Hits or Kefla above him. I still think I think he's gonna hold down the #1 TUR for a while. Alright, and now we got our full, we have our full mission execution rotation, which means we can do our active skill. So, let's pop this one. Very nice. Alrighty. Alright. I wish he would just give us the 5. Why is 5 so hard to get? Three. There we go. Alright, 4. I mean, 4 is still pretty good. Alright, so no dodging on the TAO. We're going to eat the super here. It's a shame we got to get a Tackle Lord, though. That's my only beef. And then there goes the dodge. Okay, 57 million here. Nice. Ah, man, we definitely needed that crits. Alright, General Blue, do your thing. Just get a little bit of attack. Nope. We needed that crit. Oh man, there goes my plan of finishing this turn. Crit? Nope. Okay, come on, TAO. Let's go, TAO that didn't get it. Dang it, Blue. Oh my goodness. Ah, General Blue lost it because he refused to dodge. Man, I hate my dodge luck sometimes. Alrighty. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is all he had to do was dodge. He just had one. What is his dodge chance again? What is his dodge chance again? I know it's not that bad. 70% chance of evading enemy's attack. 80% chance of evading enemy's attack. 80% chance of evading enemy's attack. And we somehow missed that. I really do hate my dodge luck sometimes. We missed an 80% chance to dodge. We missed an 80% chance to dodge. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's have some fun then. We're going to leave our fate up to the Dokkan wheel here. So let's head on over to our wheel. Let's go to our stages here. Again, the focus of this stream is to run Mercenary TAO. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Yes, I have missed plenty of 2% dodge chances each go. We've seen that right here on stream with AGLUI, haven't we? Alright, so we're going to spin the wheel. Can we get a countdown, chat, right? Can we get a countdown for the spin? We will let the wheel decide what stage we're going to take on with our mercenary boy. And boom, there we go. There was a delay on the chat there. We got the 3, 2, 1, -1. We got Goku Story Jiren. Okay, that sounds like fun here. All right, so let's head on over. Let's do the Goku Story Jiren here. This should be a fun one, actually. This should be a real fun one. Universal Survival Saga. Let's go here. Okay, so I am thinking we keep the same team, right? We keep the same team. Maybe we swap out Pathku? No. Yeah, let's just rock the same team, honestly. This is a pretty good team, if I do say so myself. I think we just keep the same team, and what we do is if Jiren ends up screwing us over with the lock, we just pop Vegito, right? Okay, so we'll take 3 here. We'll get... Oh, wow, that landed perfectly for Path to Power. And then we can send off Chi-Chi because we do have Goku on the other rotation. 39 million turn uno. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. And we do pop the additional attack for 45 million. What a jump there. Oh my goodness. Alright, Ichigo says straight to chaos. You are indeed right. We hopped right into the worst of it. Excellent. Alright, we want to get a... No. There's the other super for 34 million on the Kid Goku. Tao is proving that he's a better assassin than Hit. You know, I'm kind of feeling that way right now. The last couple of runs I was doing for a mission with Hit, before Tao released, Hit was selling constantly. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's pop Kid Goku here, I guess. Let him start stacking. We'll float the Tao. There we go. Alright, we got that extra defense for the hit. Where's the super attack? Is he not supering? Is he not going to be supering? I mean, not that I'm complaining. Well, definitely not now since we got the seal. Very nice. Another one? There we go. Good job, Goku. Perfect. But now our Vegito has no stacks because, of course. Alright, we'll grab the 4 here with Tao. Grab that. And there we go. We get the 7 with Kid Goku. Okay. Nice. That's right. Kale is a unarmed super attack, so... Okay. Okay, so Tao just soloed Kale. Not what I was expecting. Alrighty. That's definitely not what I was expecting there. Let's grab that. There we go. And then we'll float off Vegito here. He needs to get some attacks, so we're going to risk putting him in slot 3. Hopefully the super's not there. And it's either on Kid Goku or on Chi-Chi who can dodge. Alright, so... I agree, Ichigo, but we can't really... We haven't been hit yet. I don't think at any point at this that we fall below 70%. There we go. That's what we need. We need to get hit so we can get Tao below 70%. That's what we need. Question is, can we? You might be right, Ichigo. It might be General Blue that gets us below 70%. Perfect. Wow, the game actually said, here's one rainbow. Well, like, no joke. Like, no joke. They said, here's one rainbow. Oh, this is kind of... Eesh. This might be what brings us below 70%. I'm kind of not liking this. I'm kind of really not liking this. I'm kind of really not liking this. Oh, okay. I expected a lot more from that. Okay. Alright, well, blue, just don't explode, please. Just dodge. You have an 80% chance to dodge. You can't screw this up. Alright, good job, blue. Alright, well, she lives enough to get Goku one more attack. I guess we can't complain about that. Now, I am a tad bit worried about how the... There we go, nice. I'm a tad bit worried about how the next turn is going to play out. It's really going to depend on how he decides he wants to super here, or lock, rather. There we go, nice. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Brr, bah. You just had to do it. You just had to do it. You just had to do it. Can we live an Int Jiren super without having supered at all? I don't think so. Alright, screw it. Vegeto's not happening today. This, I think, is what we need to do in order to make it happen. Potara break. Screw you, Jiren. Ugh. Dodge, please. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Stop it. I think we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. Fart you, Vegeta. Yeah, I should have Vegeto'd, but... Alright, let's do this. We still would have had to contend with the AoE. Really? This is the rotation you're giving me? Okay, well, let's do this. There we go. Yeah, we should have, I don't know. I was hoping Vegito could take, I don't know. I have this thing about not wanting to use Vegito. Because then all I ever hear is, oh, well, he used Vegito. Of course he won. But then you have stupid stuff like that, like Jiren locking Tao in slot 2. Alrighty. So, is it just me, or does it feel like a lot of these newer units and teams, they move too fast for the early phases of these red zones? Am I crazy in thinking that? Like, compared to where we were at the 10th anniversary, I feel like these units are moving a bit too fast. Am I crazy? Alright, let's see here. Alright, and let's just let our TAOs get their job done here. Alright, nice. We get the dodge, and boom, 42 million. We finish off the Trio de Danger. Excellent, and that rolls us into the Kale. Alright, so let's grab that with Kid Goku. Let's grab that with him. And then, boom. Alright, we got a nice little rotation here. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Alright, we get the crit with AGL Kid Goku. We do have Chi-Chi coming in on the next turn for him, so hopefully she doesn't end up getting locked. So we got 2 turns of attack stacking for the Tech Goku. Next turn we will swap him into defense mode. Ichigo, what am I thinking the Part 2 LR is going to be? That's a tough one. Well, considering they chose the Ginyu Force for the EZA, maybe a standalone Goku Ginyu? Right, because they're still 1 unit shy from being able to use their full team, even if they do Super EZA, the Fizz LR. So I could definitely see them doing that. Very nice. We get another Super with Kid Goku. I do agree with you, Ichigo. The celebration seems to be mission execution, right? So I could definitely see them going that route for the Part 2. But I do definitely think that it's more likely to see someone related to the Ginyu Force. That would also work, right? Like a tag Ginyu Force. Alright, let's grab that. Take that. Alright, we're getting just 1 with this one. Okay. Alright, 63 million. You love to see it. Nice. Okay, now we just need General Blue to do his dodging. 80% chance to dodge. We can't mess that up, right? Not again. Nice. 80% chance to dodge, guys. That's an 80% chance to dodge. Alright, well, okay, we live. That's nice. Well, hey, we're below the 70% now. If only we had gotten more key spheres. But I'm pretty sure, no, well, the below 70% only activates, hang on, when does it activate? TAO. Yeah, the below 70% only activates when they're stunned, and we can't stun here. No, it activates when stunned, though. Alright. What a mess. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, so hopefully we can get... I don't know. It's going to depend on how much damage Goku does, but I'd like to at least get some supers with the... I'd like to get some supers. No, I don't think we're gonna. With the Tech Goku. Oh yeah, no, AGL Goku is totally finishing this. Alrighty, excellent. Of course he locked Path to Power Kid Goku. Of course he did. Alright, let's do that. I think even with the key spheres, let me see. Let's grab that. Is it enough? Plus the damage reduction. It might be enough. If we were at full... Well, let's see. It might be enough. I feel like if we were at full health, it would be a better shot. But let's see. Maybe he can. It's enough to tank the normals. Is it enough to live a Jiren Super? Yo! Okay. Alright, Tao doing Tao things, and Blue dodging. Okay, nice. Nice, that worked out. That worked out real nice. Ooh, look at that, Tao. Beautiful. Want to give us one more? No! Okay. Come on. Pull through, Blue. Pull through. Pull through. Oh, no. Why are we missing constantly an 80% chance to dodge? How? How can we constantly be missing an 80% chance to dodge? This is quite literally insane. Alright, let's grab that. Seriously, Ichigo, Stream RNG is glued to Blue. He is failing every dodge he can muster. It is... I just... Man, what is with me and dodging? That's what we gotta know. Very nice. Okay, that was a real good... that was a real good opening turn. There we go, we got a nice little seal going. I feel like the least they could do is if they were going to make Int Jiren always Super Slot 1, as well as lock and do an AoE, they should at least give us the ability to seal him. Alright, so mission execution turn solos the Bergamo, and that brings us to Kale. Alright, so let's grab that. We'll take that. And then 7 with our kid Goku. Perfect. Alright, bring her down. What's up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We were having, so Tao is doing amazing. Everybody else is selling like hotcakes here. But what's up, man? Like, we just had Tao, like, nearly solo in Jiren, and then Blue decided to fail 180% chance to dodge, and ended the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Alright, so Vegito doing Vegito things. I feel like we can't be missing any... Yeah. Alright. I think since it's turn 1, we should be okay. Yep, we're good. But next turn, we will definitely put them in defense mode next turn, I think. Okay, Path to Power Kid Goku getting them extra supers in. Alright, so we're going to live an extra turn here. Alright, 2 is 2. It looks like 2 is the best we're going to get. Okay, so we'll take 2 here with Tao. We'll grab that. And then we'll send off the Chi-Chi to get over there with the AGL Kid Goku. Alright, 40 million. Still pretty good with only 2 key spheres. Beautiful. Alrighty. Alright, let's pop in defense mode. AGL Kid Goku still probably the better slot 1. Alright, and then 2 with the Tao here. Bring her down. How we feeling about the Ginyu EZAs? Well, you missed it, but we did go over them on stream. I'm feeling kind of good. I mean, especially about AGL Ginyu, Goku Ginyu when he's transformed. But I'm a little bit worried about the base. I think it's going to be a lot better than it seems on paper. I'm worried he might stack a little too slow, but we were checking it out, and it does seem like he's going to get up there pretty quick. So, but the 20% does have me worried. How about you? What are your thoughts on the EZA? There we go. Alright, 29 million with the Tao here. Excellent. Alright, and then we can float off Path to Power here, so let's grab that. Ooh, okay, we might be in trouble here, actually. That's fine. I think... Yeah, there goes the super. Okay, we're definitely going to tank this. Double digits, you love to see it. Okay, so 69 million. If we get a double, can we get a double super here? Double super crit? There we go. Nope, no double super. Alright, Bringer, you see them being pretty good, but it all depends on how fast they buff Ginyu Force, because right now there are 4 good members. We still need 2 more. Absolutely. I do not like the fact that they left it to having Ginyu for the full passive. Because realistically, you're not going to be getting a full Ginyu Force team. Now, to be fair, right, you don't... Right, you only need that for base. Once he's transforming, you don't need that. You just need the Jace. Oy. Okay, well, at least we can still tank. Alrighty. Alright, let's pop Kid Goku here. Perfect. So, Bringer, this kind of is what made me think what I was thinking earlier, is that because of that condition, I'm almost curious if the part 2 could be like a Goku Ginyu or something. Very nice. Ha! I knew you were going to do that. Alright, let's grab that. Alright, 2 here. Alright, and so we just need to dodge 2 80% attacks. We can do that, right? Okay, here comes the super. We know that TAO should tank this. Might take a little extra damage since we are getting, there we go, yeah. Since we are getting sealed. Okay, nice. Okay, seriously, knock it off. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Alright, and we make it through the turn. Excellent. Hi. Why? Why did that have to be so difficult? Okay, additional super? No! Okay, why are we not getting these additional supers? Seriously. Alright, now here's the big question. Who is he gonna lock in slot 1? That is the big question. Yeah, I think no matter how this goes, this is not gonna be good. Oh, he locked Chi-Chi. Okay. Alright, so what if we do this number? There we go. 9 with Path to Power. And we grab that with Chi-Chi. We should be okay. Why? I kind of wish he'd got that dodge. Yep, I definitely see that happening. The Super Easy A. I don't know if they'll Super Easy A the tech, but I could definitely see them Super Easy A in the Fizz since he did have his battle art updated. Excellent. Alright, we still did a decent chunk out of his health considering we were only attacking with normals there. Alrighty. Okay, you want to give us a crit here, Kid Goku? That would be great. Alright. Nice. Alright, I kind of had a feeling he was going to pull that number. Okay. We're going to get 3 here with TAO. What if we pop Vegito? Yeah. This might be the play. Yeah, we... well, we did attack lower last turn, though, didn't we? I still don't trust it. His base form has failed me so many times. Yeah, well, especially with the rainbow orbs being the way they are. If we got more rainbow orbs, I would be... Yeah. If we had got more rainbow orbs, I would be less worried. Because I know we were going to kill. My concern here is that we don't kill. Oh, wow, really? Excellent. Okay, and okay. Well, no, because the Tao in the last slot only got one super. Only got one key sphere. So I don't know. We might not actually kill this turn. So we probably could have saved Vegito and just put. Yeah, I don't know. This is tough. Alright, we get the... Okay. We're... I don't know. 21 million. Yeah, okay, we're not killing here. God, I hate locking so much. There we go, and then one extra super. Yeah, so that didn't even kill. Locking is so stupid. It is literally the worst mechanic. Okay, and now we're stuck with him over here. Alright, let's grab that. And then he's gonna get sealed. Anyways, yeah, okay, jeez. I do hate this guy so much. Alright, 6, I guess, is what we're taking here. Okay, you want to dodge for us, Kid Goku? No? Okay, we're just gonna have to eat this. I hate locking. It is easily the worst mechanic. Like, hands down. And now he dodges. Okay, is he seriously doing 3 AoEs this turn? Am I crazy? He's doing 3 AoEs this turn. Alright. Okay, at least we're getting the dodges in. Dude, watch him lock Chi-Chi. Watch him lock Chi-Chi. Unless... Alright, one more AoE. Oh my goodness. Alright, and we get the dodge. Okay, no, he locks Tao, but I kind of needed to actually float Chi-Chi because now... Alright. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's grab that. Okay, perfect. So Tao is actually going to get sealed here. But Chi-Chi is in some major trouble because of that AoE. Okay, can you, like, stop? Excellent. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Oh, but he can't dodge unless he's in the 3rd slot. Oh, but well, it's dodge canceling anyways. Actually, it doesn't matter, right? Does he get any extra defense? Okay, 2nd slot, additional attack and defense, 200%. Okay, so yeah, we definitely can't be having him in slot 1, which means this is our best option, which means we have to float the blue. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're not going to get that active skill, are we? Okay. And we're getting 2. 2. That's what we're getting. We're getting 2. Okay. I really do hate Int Jiren. Yeah, no, I think we're going to be fine here. It's just Int Jiren's locking is so stupid. Like, it has screwed over more runs than I can count. Alright, 39. I think he should still be able to live the super. We might still take a bit here, but we should be able to live the super. Yep. Okay, so now as long as Blue can live the normals, I think we're okay. I honestly don't know if he can live the normals. I think with the extra 200% in type advantage, we could potentially, but I don't know. Oh yeah, no, so we could have if we had full HP, but, you know. Alright, this is going to be another one of those streams, isn't it? This is going to be another one of those streams where everything is just dead. I'm wondering, maybe we run double AGL Kid Goku. Maybe that's what we do. I mean, the team doesn't effectively change, really. Yeah, alright, let's try it this way. Let's try the setup this way, because that just gives us an extra Kid Goku to accidentally slot one if we need. Okay, so the game has straight up decided we're going to start with bad rotations. Alright. Let's do that number. Perfect. We gotta figure out what is going on this stream. Seriously, like, we are missing dodges. We are getting every wrong character locked. We are... Bring her down. If the Ginyu Force EZAs don't get any buffs this year, then the EZA was pointless. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So I'm hoping they don't let this go to waste, and they actually let them thrive. Which, I mean, they kind of seem to be doing for a lot of these units, so hopefully... Oh yeah, for sure, Ichigo. RNG today is god-awful. Alrighty. Alright, double Path to Power Kid Goku here, so... Let's see. Let's do that number. Put 2 here, and then we'll let the friend head on over. Alright, so hopefully we let both of our Kid Gokus get some build up here. Get the double super on the first one. Okay, I'm just hoping we don't have to pop... I'm hoping we don't have to pop the Vegito early. Again. There we go. Nice. Alright, and so both of our Kid Gokus did end up getting some attacks in, so that's good. Excellent. Alright, so let's see here. Oh, this is tough. Okay, let's just pray the super isn't slot 1, I guess. I think that's what we have to do here. Alright, sweet. That's all we needed, was just to make sure super wasn't in slot 1. Excellent. Alright, we get an additional super, so we get a little bit of attack raise here. And now we just need to make sure that the super lands on somebody who can dodge, or on path to power at the end there. That's probably our best bet. Nope, it's right here. Okay, but I think it's only the second appearance. We should be okay here post-super. Yep, perfect. And then next turn we can put him in defense mode. We get an additional normal there with Chi-Chi. Alright, additional super. Nope. There we go. And now Path to Power Kid Goku. Okay, excellent. Alright, so we got the setup we want, finally. So, one rotation of Tao and Blue, and then the other rotation will be the Goku and the Chi-Chi. So, I think we're good. Perfect. I'm pretty sure this... Yep, perfect. Alright, that did kill. Alright, so now... Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna put this guy in defense mode. Gonna pop AGL Kid Goku's active. Alright, so he can get that extra defense boost. Let's grab that with the Chi-Chi. Take that. And then... Perfect. And there goes the super. Now Goku decided he didn't want to dodge, but he should still tank this. I hope we can, Ichigo. I hope we can. Alright, Goku, you want to give us a little bit of a crit here? That would be great. There we go, right? Once we start getting those crits, every hit after that is crit. I do love that about Goku. There we go, look at that. AGL Kid Goku should be available with those points. I think I forgot to mention him in my video, but yes, he should be available with those points. That is incorrect, Ichigo. It's not until Daima Vegeta. It does say until May 2025. So as of right now, that is up until Golden Week. Oy. Alrighty, so let's get 4? 4? Looks like 4 is what we're doing, yeah. Okay, and then there we go. 7 with Path to Power. Perfect. And there goes the Super, which we know we will tank here. Beautiful. Double digits on the TAO. You love it. 66 million. Some good support going on here. We get the crits. And then General Blue, you want to wrap this up for us? We are going to win this. I refuse to quit. Okay. We actually got a pretty safe rotation. God, why? You see what I'm talking about with the locking? Do you see what I'm talking about here? Alright. Like, seriously, why? What was the purpose of doing that? Oy. Because who's coming on here? Path to Power Kid Goku. So we're about to have a full rotation of no links active. Okay. Alright, well, hey, at least Chi-Chi double-digit tanks the AoEs. There we go. We do get the dodge, though. Okay, so this Kid Goku ought to do some work. Crits. Like it. I like it. Nice. Okay. An additional super. There we go. Okay, so looking at the next rotation, there is literally no good lock that can happen. Which means we might have to pop Vegito again, which I really don't want to do. There we go. Well, actually, no. We might be okay. You know, he's just not lock, right? He has a... Does he have a chance to not lock? I don't know. Alright, I do appreciate the attack lowering out of Chi-Chi, though. That's very helpful. Excellent. He locked blue. Okay, that's what we're doing then, huh? Alright. I think this is our shot here. Hang on a sec. Alrighty. There goes the super. It's too good to be true. Alright, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. We gotta get the defense raise on the Tech Vegeta. Alright, double digits. I like it. We get the dodge on the blue. Come on. This has got to be the worst stream we've ever had. Seriously. How is everybody selling this much? If it's not blue, it's Vegito. If it's not Vegito, it's Chi-Chi. If it's not... Oh, Jesus.
Alright, let's do this.
I'm not quitting until we win this, by the way. Just so you guys are aware. I gotta have one win here. Alright, let's grab that with him. I'll take that. Like, no, legitimately, this is insane. I've never had it this bad. Like, the worst part about this is the problem isn't even TAO. This was supposed to be a stream where we literally just let TAO run rampant on these bosses, and frickin' Blue somehow keeps missing an 80% chance to dodge. Like, legitimately, constantly. And one little sliver of HP, too. Alrighty. Alright. Well, let's do this. And then, can we get 7? Perfect. And that'll give us some support on to the next rotation. Alright, 66 mil. That I feel like that's the worst part about this, is TAO is doing freaking amazing. I feel like that's the worst part about this. Okay, what if we do this? What if we just slow down a minute? That was not what I wanted to happen. That is not what I wanted to happen. Okay, but what if we don't use the active skill? We just slow down a little bit, so that way we can let Vegito build a little bit. Maybe that's the issue, is we just need to get these guys up with a little more defense. Or we just need to miss every single super we could have possibly thrown out this turn. That too. That's also good. Alrighty, let's see. Are we gonna do enough to kill here? Nope. If we had the 18 key, we probably could have, but nope. We're gonna get 1 super today. And apparently 1 key sphere too while we're at it. Alright, at least it's enough to tank the normals. Okay, alright, I'll take that. We get the counter. Is that enough to kill? Nope, nope. Alright, well at least we get the super attack, and that'll finish it. Perfect. Alright, now into the Kefla phase. Alright, how we doing? Okay. Alright, we'll grab that. Perfect. Alright, so we get a night. Again, I'm gonna kind of refrain a little bit from using the active, just so we can maybe slow down the pace a little bit. Alright, but Goku actually kind of popping off here. Alright, 30 million, and we haven't even popped the active skill yet. Alright, we get an additional super with Chi-Chi. Wow, okay, with Path to Power might actually just kill here if he crits. Rohit, now that we got Tao's tongue counter, we need Goku's bite counter. I agree, that would be really nice. He's done it so many times, it's not like there aren't animations they can pull from. And here goes the super on Path to Power on a turn where we decided one super was all we needed, where we could have killed. Alright, but at least we double-digit tank. And so now, once again, Tech Goku gets screwed over here. Alright, we'll grab that. Perfect. There we go. Wow, why is he dodging so much? Alright, 38 million this time. This should be more than enough to take down Kefla. And then into the phase that I hate ever, ever, ever so much. Alright, the question is, who are we going to lock? We are going to lock him in slot 1. Okay. Well, at least this is manageable. Alright, we just go ahead and pop both of these. Alright, how's he looking? Okay, we should be good enough here. Beautiful. And there goes the super. We dodged it, actually. Okay. Okay. Okay, we might be cooking here. It's all going to depend on who he decides to lock on the next turn. There we go. It would be real nice if he just decided... Okay, come on, Goku. We need these extra supers today. There we go. Alright, what we could really use here now is some extra supers out of Chi-Chi here. That attack learn is going to be real helpful for the next rotation. There we go. Alrighty. And she does tank even though she missed the dodge. Alright, now it's the third slot Goku's turn with 35 mil. If he does this right, we're gonna be good. Very nice. Additional super. Get another one? Yeah, for 38. $39, alright. Yep, I had a feeling it was gonna be. I had a feeling it was gonna be him. All right, so we're just gonna take that. All right, 2 is not ideal, but getting Kid Goku the most amount of supers we can give him, or the most amount of orbs, is probably the best. And he does live. Okay. And now if we could have had more orbs with Tao, this could have been the finishing blow here. But we kind of needed the orbs for Kid Goku, so I can't complain. Alright, you want to give us a little bit of a crit here, Blue? Nope. Okay, there we go. Oh, thank goodness. And who did he lock? Oh, I knew that. I knew it. I knew it. You're gonna force me to... Okay, we're gonna chance the Chi-Chi dodge. Alright, we're gonna chance the Chi-Chi dodge here. Come on, pull through for us. Pull through for us, Chi-Chi. Pull through, pull through. Yes! Excellent. Okay, and then now Kid Goku can do his thing here in slot 2. Let's go, Goku. Finish this up. Excellent. Okay, and now we get the AoE, which we know we can tank here. Perfect. So we did it. We somehow survived here. Alright, and then when this guy shows up again, we'll just Vegito our way out of this. Oh, okay, well he's actually just... Oh, are we actually going to lose because we're going to get a stupid lock on the next turn? Alright, who is going to get the stupid lock? I can live with that. Okay, I can definitely live with that. Oh wow, really? We're being real stupid with the orbs today. Alright, we know Kid Goku can live this. Beautiful. Can he actually just kill him with the normals? That would be hilarious. And then we could save the Dokkan attack for the next turn. Come on, give us a big one. Oh, it was so close. We could have saved that Dokkan attack. Oh man. I hate you and your locking, Jiren.
Time to get serious.
Alright. Completely wasted on a turn we didn't need it. Alrighty, excellent. Alright, so... But we know he takes 300k here, and especially without Mercenary Tao here to help him out. Can we live here? Why? 12 or more keys. Great chance of evading the enemy's attack. Seals enemy all allies 2%. Yeah. Okay, seriously, why? Alrighty. Well, let's see what happens here. We're probably dead. Yeah, you're right, Ichigo. We should have brought the Ghost Usher. Okay, what is we just give up on additional supers? Oh my goodness. Chi-Chi's about to eat the super, isn't she? Oh no, Blue is gonna eat the super. Great. Blue is gonna eat the super. We get a double, okay. Alright, can we live? Nope. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be absolutely kidding me. There is no absolute way he targeted the only unit on the rotation who couldn't have lived that. Because I think, Rohit, you are right. Chi-Chi can live the super. I've had her live the super. This is seriously insane. Blue missed every single opportunity he had to dodge. And then every time we made it to the AGL phase, he just exploded. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, well, unfortunately we do have to call it. That is time. We only have, you know, a set amount of time that we can stream every week, but I do appreciate everybody who came out for this. Yeah, Blue can live the normals there. He just is choosing to be in front of the supers somehow constantly. So, you know, we got to deal with that. The locking is not helping either, right? The funny thing is I was actually considering keeping Blue on and putting him slot 2. Had we done that, we probably would have lived. Had we have put him in slot 2, we probably would have lived. But we decided to put him in slot 3, thinking we would just float him off. But since he couldn't dodge here, but nope. Stream had other plans. So, guys, that is it for the stream. Again, thank you everybody that did come out. Had a lot of fun despite the terrible, terrible luck this time. We'll do better next time. Hopefully, next week's stream will be a little bit better. We'll have the Ginyu Force to play around with. Although next week we'll probably just do our standard, you know, Wheel of Death run. So unfortunately it didn't really work out this time with the TAO. So guys, that's it for the stream. Thanks everybody, and aloha.